Hello everyone, welcome to Dada's FoodCrave Kitchen featuring cooking, beauty, lifestyle and more. In this video, I am going to show you guys a total different version of making Mbhal Nettehtu. I'm going to use two popular ingredients to make this dish, which is going to be the Nettehtu, of course, as some may know it, locust beans and grounded peanut, as we call it in Gambia, no fly. If you guys are interested in seeing how I make this delicious, different version of making Mbhal Nettehtu, like I said, I'm going to use two ingredients, the locust beans, which is the Nettehtu, and the grounded peanut, which is the no fly, along with some other ingredients, of course, to make it. So if you guys are interested in seeing this different version of making this dish, please stay tuned. And without any further ado, let's get cooking. I am going to start by introducing all the ingredients you need to make this dish, Mbhal Nettehtu. So I have some bitter tomato here, which is Gerrteh, and then I also have some habanero pepper. This is salted fish, which is Gerrteh. And I also have some fresh okra. And I have my blended peppers here. Like I said earlier, it's just simple habanero pepper that I blended and add salt and put it in a bowl, because I didn't want them to get spoiled, so I did that. And then I'm gonna use 2 shrimp jumbo cubes. And this is the locust beans, which we call in Gambia Nettehtu. And then I also have some raw peanut. I'm using 2 cups of raw peanut. Then I'm gonna use lemon pepper to season my fish. Salt, of course, to season my fish. And I am going to use tilapia. You can use any fish you have. And then I have 1 lemon, which I'm gonna also squeeze on the fish to give it a good season, to season my fish. So these are all the ingredients you need to make this Mbhal Nettehtu. So stay tuned and watch the video along, and let's do it. So I just wanted to show you guys what happened to me. I was getting ready to pound my locust beans in my mortar, and it fell. And this is what happened. It broke. So now what I'm gonna do, I have another little mortar that I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna use the stick. We call it mortar pencil. I'm gonna use the stick instead to pound my locust beans, because that other one break. I didn't even think it was gonna break. It fell and it just shattered. So first I am going to use my shrimp jumbo cube. You can use any seasoned cube you have. If you do not have seasoned cube, just add salt. Then I am going to add my locust beans, my Nettehtu. As you can see, I have a paper towel there because I want some of the water to soak up from the locust beans, so that it won't get too wet when I'm trying to pound it or blend it in the mortar. So now what I'm doing now, I'm just blending the locust beans until it turns into a paste. The Nettehtu until it turns into a paste. Then I am going to add my blended pepper. If you don't have a blended pepper like I have, I showed you in the video, just use cayenne pepper, or you can use the habanero pepper and just pound it along with the locust beans. So I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon of my blended pepper. Like I said, it's the same thing. Just use habanero pepper or scotch bonnet. You see, that's what that is. That's it. It's just habanero pepper blended, and I added salt and put it in a container, and that's simply what I use. So just add the habanero pepper or the scotch bonnet pepper into the locust beans, the Nettehtu, and blend it with salt or Maggi cube or Jimbo cube, whatever seasoning cube you have. So now that it turned into a paste, this is how it's supposed to look like. I'm not sure if you can actually blend the locust beans in a blender because it will be very, very sticky. So if you have a matte pencil like so, just blend it in there and you should be fine. If you don't have it, I would say go ahead and try using your blender and see if it will work for you. So I'm just gonna take it out and put it in a bowl, put it aside. I also forgot to show you guys that you're gonna need some oil. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my raw peanut, which is the noflai, and blend it until it turns into a powder. Now I know most of you probably, I don't know, maybe you guys already know this version of making this Mbhal Nettehtu, maybe not. If this is your first time, yes, there is another version. That's why I said this is a different version of making Mbhal Nettehtu, because the other version is totally different. You use these ingredients, the noflai and the Nettehtu, and boil white rice and dig up a hole and put the noflai and the groundnut, the blended groundnut, which is the noflai, and the locust beans, blended locust beans, mix it together and boil white rice and dig a hole in the middle and bury it and let it cook. So now this is the noflai, the blended raw peanut. If you guys are interested for me to make the other version of Mbhal Nettehtu, I can show you guys. But like I said, I want to introduce to people who have never seen this version before, which is, I think for me, I mean the other version is good, it tastes good as well, but this version, it gives you an option of at the end to eat it with palm oil or not with palm oil, because as you can see, I show you guys some oil. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna squeeze some lemon on my fish and season my fish. I'm gonna add some lemon, pepper and salt to season my fish. Like I said, this version of cooking the Mbhal Nettehtu will give you an option to not even add palm oil to eat the mbahal. You can just eat it as it is, or you can sprinkle a little bit of palm oil on top of the rice. So that's why this is totally different way of making this type of Mbhal Nettehtu. So next I am going to add half a cup of oil. You do not need a lot of oil. I'm just gonna add half a cup of oil until it heat up. Then I will add my blended pepper and locust beans with Jimbo cube in the oil and fry it until it's a little brown. And I want to advise you, if you are going to make this dish, just open your windows so that some air will come in. You all know, if you do know locust beans, you all know the aroma of a locust beans. It's very intense, so I will advise you to crack up your window. Just open your window and let some air come in. So what I'm doing now, I'm just gonna fry up the locust beans until it's a little brown like so. And then I'm gonna add 3 cups of water for now. Actually, this recipe I learned how to make this recipe back home in Gambia. I'm not sure if this lady is still around. I'm pretty sure she's still around. Her name is Alafia Kuye. I don't know if you guys from Banjul, if you guys know that name, Alafia Kuye. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right, the last name right. But if you guys know her, tell her I'm giving her a shout out, because I learned this recipe way when I was young. So now what I'm gonna do is add water, and now I'm gonna add my okra, bitter tomato, which is the Gerrteh, and my fresh fish, and my Gerrteh, which is the salted fish, and my fresh okra. I'm not gonna put the grounded nofly yet, which is the grounded peanut. I'm gonna let this boil, let my fish cook, so that all that season will go in and all my okra is done with the bitter tomato. Then I'm gonna take it out. Like I said, if you guys know Alafia Kuye, she used to live in Haddington Street in Banjul and then moved to New Street in Banjul. And then I think finally she moved to the Kombo area in Gambia, in Serekunda somewhere. But I haven't talked to her in a long time. And this is where I learned how to make this version of Mbhal Nettehtu. Her name is Alafia Kuye. I was a young girl when I used to go visit her. She would make this Mbhal, and I still have this memory of making this version of Mbhal Nettehtu. And here you go, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. So now that I took all the vegetable out and my fresh fish, I'm just going to strain some of the water out. And now I am going to add my nofly, which is the grounded peanut. Like I said, when I blended it, before I blended it was only 2 cups. Now that after I blended it looks like it's more. So it's like almost like 2.5 cups or 2.25 cups. So then you're gonna add the raw peanut into the sauce there and let it boil. Let it come to a boil. Meanwhile, you're gonna wash your rice. And now whilst my rice is washed, now I'm gonna add my rice in the pot. If you know how to cook your rice and how much water your rice require, go ahead and add as much water that your rice can take. So I'm cooking 5 cups of rice, and I added 3.5 cups of water. So I covered the pot and cook it for 15 minutes. I'm checking on it. Now I'm stirring it. And then I'm gonna cover the pot with a parchment paper this time, because I already have enough water in the pot. So I'm gonna cover it with a parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, that's fine. And let it cook for 25 minutes. Then I'll come and check on it. Like I said, this is a different version once again. There's another version of cooking Mbhal, and Mbhal itself, when it comes to cooking Mbhal, you can make Mbhal in so many different ways. I have so many different ways in cooking Mbhal. And there are some Mbhal that you can cook and you don't have to add this peanut and the locust beans. So now after 25 minutes, I checked on the rice. Now I am going to mix it up, and then I'm gonna cover it again and cook it for another 20 minutes. You see how the rice turned out, guys? This is a different version of this Mbhal Nettehtu that I'm telling you about. So now you have the Nettehtu, which is the locust beans, and the peanut all mixed in one together already, and it's cooked with oil. So now you can eat it with oil. You can eat it with palm oil on top, sprinkle some raw palm oil on it, or just eat it as it is because it's made with oil. Like I said, the other version is totally different. If you all know the other version that I'm talking about, or if you guys are interested, I can show you guys. But there is not much different to it. So now, after 20 minutes, come back, check the rice, and this is how the Mbhal Nettehtu turn out to be. And like I said, or like I always do, I'm just gonna plate it up for you guys. I'm gonna add my raw fish, okra, all the ingredients, decorated really nice for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. So now I'm gonna just put some raw palm oil on the side. Like I said, you can eat it just just the way it is because it was cooked with oil, or you can just sprinkle some raw palm oil on top. And I will show you guys on the black plate that I'm dishing out right now. So you can eat it as is, or you could just sprinkle some palm oil on top like so. And that's it. That's the different version of Mbhal Nettehtu. If you have never tried this different version, go ahead and try it. And if you are new to my channel, this is the first time you're tuning in, I want to welcome you for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe and hit your notification bell, because that's the only way you will know that I upload a new video. And I want to thank all my old subscribers, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.